Okay, I'm going to show you how to start doing your template. So I've got my sketches, my ideas. This is the one I kind of want to do. And so my next step is I have to draw that larger. So because mine is very asymmetrical, I just freeformed it. It might not be exactly the same. It's not exactly the same, but it's pretty close. And notice what I'm doing is the minimum size is a piece of paper. That's actually pretty small for the sculpture. So this is the smallest you would do. And you would want to make sure that you go all the way to the edges, because if you don't go to the edges, it's going to be even smaller. I wanted to show you another trick and tip is if you do have a symmetrical, a lot of letters are symmetrical like an M is. A couple of tips for doing your template: use a ruler. So use your ruler, and I would use a pencil first, which I've already done mine in pencil, so now you'll be seeing me do it in marker. But use a ruler, and I would actually use my ruler and measure. So what you're finding I'm actually doing here is I'm gonna say that this little piece, these little serifs, as we learned, are 2 inches long. And so I would make sure that I'm actually measuring where that 2-inch mark is so that it actually looks really good and neat. And so instead of just free drawing it, I free drew mine to start, but then I went back and I made sure that my measurements were right. Now, mine's not perfectly straight. You could spend a little more time than I did, but I highly suggest that you think about using a ruler if you have a letter that has straight edges. Every step of the process, the neater you do it, each step along the way, the better the end result is. That's just kind of how art usually works, is the more time I spend on each step, I typically will have a better result. So you can see I don't even need to do a line up here. I'm going all the way to the edges, so I'm using the bottom and the top of my paper as the edge. And for a symmetrical letter like an M, I folded my paper in half, and I'm only doing half of the letter, because then when I go to cut it out, it will be perfectly symmetrical. So think of yours even like an E, right? An E could be symmetrical this way, and so you would fold your paper and only do half of it. So think about if yours is symmetrical at all, how you can do that. So I've got mine drawn, and then I would cut it out, and that's going to be the starting step for my template. So in the next segment, you'll see these all cut out and ready to be traced.